He just remember him hugging Nixon, and then
So what?
I know, but at the time he was
Yes.
he was seen as a traitor.
It's so funny you mention that because, like, today we live in this time when you're not allowed to have friends from the other side or cross lines politically. Ooh, the worst thing you could ever do, be friends with a Republican? Call 911.
Bill Maher brought on this woke idiot Jay Leno onto his show, the Club Random Podcast, and things got a bit heated whenever Jay Leno brought up just a ridiculously woke take. It's honestly so sad how many people, how many famous actors and, you know, just personalities from our childhood that have just completely lost their minds to TDS, to Trump derangement syndrome, to the woke left. Jay Leno is one of those people. And you could also say Bill Maher is one of those people, but Bill Maher is still, he has at least enough common sense to be able to check whenever things get just completely out of hand, like they get here on this Club Random Podcast episode between Jay Leno and Bill Maher. Let's get into this clip here where Bill Maher is forced to shut down Jay Leno for this ridiculously unhinged woke take.
How we should make drug laws based on the people who fuck up with it.
Right.
If that's your choice. And I said, Sammy Davis lived that kind of life, drank drugs, you know, and lived to 64. And I used to say, give me 64 Sammy years, then 100 Ken Starr years, or some Republican like that.
Right.
Then I got to be 64, and I was like, well...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, let me finish.
Yeah. You know, but he was a wonderful human being. He's a great guy. He just remember him hugging Nixon, and then
So what?
I know, but at the time he was seen as a traitor.
It's so funny you mention that because, like, today we live in this time when you're not allowed to have friends from the other side or cross lines politically. And I forgot that there's an example of that way back when.
Yeah.
A guy who crossed lines politically. Ooh, the worst thing you could ever do, be friends with a Republican? Call 911.
Yeah.
This is what I fucking...
But you could tell Bill Maher is super anti that. You can tell Jay Leno was bringing that up as an indictment on him. He was like, and he was shaking hands with Nixon. It's like, and you could tell he was expecting Bill Maher to react the same way that Jay Leno was reacting. And Bill was just like, so what? Like, shuts him down immediately. And that's why I can appreciate Bill Maher a little bit. Now, Bill Maher is still definitely on the woke left, and he definitely says some crazy things very, very often. But at least he shuts things down when it gets too out of hand, where it's like, okay, now we're not even being humans anymore. We're not even allowing each other to live. We need to chill out a little bit. At least Bill Maher does that still.
And hate about the left, like, and they're not going to get me over to the Trump side, which they think they will sometimes. But just the idea that, cut your family off for Thanksgiving if they voted for the wrong guy.
Well, yeah.
Fuck off, you fucks.
Well, I don't know.
And Sammy, but when he hugged Nixon, he was ostracized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By the left a lot. That was an early harbinger of that.
Because you also had Black Panther, and you had that whole movement going on. The Black Panther movement was very big on college campus and stuff at that time.
72 is this?
Yeah, 71,
Right.
72. Yeah.
But I remember what Sammy said at the time when they asked him about the Nixon thing, which was he went through like his economic achievements. The Nixon administration was not an unsuccessful administration before Watergate. And said, you got to go with the man who has results. Now, I don't remember exactly what the economy was with Nixon. I was 13. But that attitude, that idea, I admire so much, as opposed to the virtue signaling and the stuff that they do just to make themselves feel better about being ally. You know what? You want to be a good ally? Address the actual problems. Any racial problem in this country is not addressed by DEI and having programs like that. It's three things, and John McWhorter, the great African-American writer, names them. Better schools, don't graduate kids who don't know anything and have no skills, more dads, and the drug war. Those are the practical things, and that's not what they care about.
I do actually agree with what Bill Maher is saying there as well. I like the point where he's saying not better schools for black people or for white people, not any in particular race, just better schools in general. And the other things too, they weren't attached to race. That's where it never made sense to me, where people are like, let's get better schools for black people. Let's give financial assistance to black people. It's like, why would you qualify them based on race? If you're actually interested in helping poor people, let's just help poor people. Like, look at their socioeconomic status, not their race. That's really stupid. But I don't think these people are that stupid. I think most of them are genuinely racist. I think they hate straight white people. And so, of course, there's, they're going to they're going to make up reason after reason after reason why they shouldn't do what Bill Maher just said and why they should just only help black people and not help white people. Because they are racist. They don't like white people. That's the truth of it. And all these race baiters out there, they make all their money off of saying things that these other racists who hate white people would like them to say. These people who go on Bill Maher's show and go on The View and say how evil the world is and how black people are so, they're victims and everything. They're playing into this stuff. They're making it worse. They're making race relations way worse. And they're profiting off it. They're selling books off of it. You guys already know this, but I like what Bill Maher said, where there's solutions that don't have anything to do with race. Those are probably the real solutions. If you're trying to help the poor people in America, you don't just go and help black people or Asian people or white people. You go and help poor people. Is it really that crazy? If you want to help poor people, you go help poor people. Oh my God. I can't believe it.
Talking about.
Right.
So, Sammy Davis, here's to you. But that story about the mob threatening to kill him, you don't know that one? You don't think that's true?
I don't think it's true. Sammy told me it wasn't true.
Oh, you asked him about it?
Well, it just came up.
Wow. I didn't know you were that close to him.
Yeah, I worked with him. I opened for him. He was great.
You were like Tom Dreesen to Frank Sinatra.
When he would do Mr. Bojangles, people would be in tears.
Oh, when I saw him,
he could stand up and click his heels. He could kick his feet out to the side, and it was like a marionette. It was like, what?
Right.
It was unbelievable.
As someone who has been working in comedy,
I don't care about this Shopify thing, man.
Or just city,
the biggest little city in the world.
Whatever it is. It's no offense to Reno. I love Reno.
Of course not.
But it's not just a smaller version of Vegas. It's not really a city, a big city.
You want a great Reno story?
Okay.
I was playing Reno, so maybe it's like, let's go. We had no money, so we'll go down to Circus and have the 99-cent dinner or whatever it was. Okay. I walk in the middle, they got a boxing ring set up. Okay. I go, it's the next fight. Let's see what this is. Okay. Little guy comes out. They called them midgets then. Now we're called little person. And they got a kangaroo.
It's really ridiculous how you have to police your own speech so much like that. It must be, I know Jay Leno probably doesn't care because he is woke and he likes that stuff, but it must be so exhausting to be that way and to have to watch every little thing that you say. There's also this other clip though, where some things get a bit tense between Bill Maher and Jay Leno regarding the woke topic. Let's check that out.
Stuff that goes so beyond the realm of what anyone, I think, normal person would call common sense. To me, that has been the downfall of the Democrats. Because I don't know if a Democrat is specifically responsible for the person who can't pick lint off your suit.
Right.
But it, in the mind of people, and for not wrong reasons, they associate that with left-wing things, and they associate Republicans with more like freedom and, libertarianism, getting the government off your back kind of stuff. That was Reagan's big thing.
Did you ever meet Reagan?
No. No. The 80s? Why? How could I meet Reagan in the 80s?
Well, I had dinner with him. He was a funny guy.
He was a funny guy?
He was, we're sitting talking.
I bet he was.
He says, Jay, were you a good student? I said, no, Mr. President, I was a terrible student. I was just like, Jay, I wasn't a good student either. And every day I kick myself thinking how much further I could have gone if I just applied. And I thought that was the greatest.
That is great.
That's a great show.
It's a great humble brag.
Jay, you were like an Indian motorcycle. Is that right, Jay? I had an Indian motorcycle. By golly, that thing was fast. He was a fun guy.
Now, where was this? At some state dinner?
No, at the White House.
Well, he just invited you over?
No, I did one of the...
the correspondence dinner?
Yeah. Here you go. I'm backstage. I'm waiting to go on. This general comes in,
General?
Well, some military guy. Gotta go.
Yeah. You realize how Bill Maher keeps bringing up, like at the start of this clip right here, Bill Maher was saying that the woke left has gone so far beyond common sense that it's unrecognizable now. And then he just literally, Jay Leno just brushes past it and just doesn't even acknowledge what Bill Maher is saying, even though it is the truth. And I don't know, it's almost like Bill Maher has mood swings or something. It's maybe like, I don't know, when he smokes weed, he gets more liberal, and when he drinks alcohol, he gets more Republican. I don't know what it is, but every other podcast, it seems like he just switches up. Like sometimes he goes super woke on his show, and then sometimes, whether it's on Real Time or whether it's on the Club Random podcast, he'll just go right wing. Like I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But in this episode, I mean, he was pretty base, calling out Jay Leno whenever he was wrong, whenever he was going too far. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Like, why do you think Bill Maher just flip-flops so much? Do you think he's kind of just going with the flow where he thinks he's going to get the most views or where he thinks he's going to make the most money? What do you think the reasoning is behind it? And let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole Bill Maher versus Jay Leno situation.